This is Blaide. I'm hoping to start up a YouTube channel to help out with spreading Imperial Assault content out there, and this is the best way for me to do it because I get in most of my games through Vassal, and I do want, before I start into the video, to say there's a lot of other great content creators already out there. Brett Kelly, who was the winner of the U.S. Nationals in 2017, and he's been a top 4 at Worlds for at least a couple of years. He's an amazing player, really fun, really insightful commentary. I'd recommend you check out his Twitch channel. He also occasionally posts stuff on his YouTube channel as well. There's a newer one called IA Command, and I think that's run by Noah, and he's an excellent player as well. He does a mixture of live recordings and Vassal. He'll use the log file to go through a game, and so he does those, and that's been up for, I don't know, half a year or so, his channel, and really great stuff there. The JodoCast has been running strong for a long time. They do Imperial Assault videos, mostly, well, yeah, pretty much exclusively live plays of the game in real life. And they do a mixture of competitive and fun lists. So you'll see some lists like Han, Leia, Chewie, and Luke versus the world of Stormtroopers, or Spectre Zell versus whoever. And but then they'll also do competitive lists as well, like Rangers, Kotun Han versus whatever, stuff like that. So really great channel. Joe adds a lot of really funny commentary and laughable moments to his games. So I highly recommend you guys and gals check out those videos. But for here, I was playing a match versus Blaide, just getting in some practice online. Blaide was running Vader, Palp, Thrawn, 3 regular officers, and 000 as his as something unique to his list, with his upgrades being Rule by Fear, Unshakable, and Zillow. I was running a new list. I've just been messing around with a lot of different scum lists lately. Today I was running Hondo, Sabine, Sentry Droids, the Elite Sentry Droids, Greedo, Onar, Ajawa, and C-3PO with Black Market and Temporary Alliance. I ended up getting initiative and took the left side, which the deployment zones go basically, if you can see right here, this box right here, and he was stuck with the one over here, which is basically this box right here. So the outside area with the terrain, or the inside terminal with the Bacta tanks and the beds. So in real life, I think I would take this. So anyways, I ended up, I had set up where my Jawa was somewhere like right here, where Onar is. I think 3PO was somewhere like here, maybe. I had a Sentry Droids kind of set up something like this. Yeah, it was something like 1, 2, 3, 4. It was something like that. And then I had my Sabine maybe cradled in the back. Maybe I had Sentry like here. Greedo was there, and then I think I had Onar, like maybe here, something like that. He ended up, so I had initiative, and I made a couple mistakes at the beginning of the game. He ended up setting up his Vader, I think, here. He had 000 here, and I can't remember where else he had his other dudes. But the first thing I did was I focused Greedo, and then I moved 3PO maybe like to here. And this was a mistake because the first thing he did was open his door with this officer and move Vader here, which is an interesting move, but smart in that he's got Vader in a spot where it's hard for my guys to really get at him. He's in the middle here, so he hasn't committed to going towards the top or the middle hallway. So I don't know where he's going to go. He still could go either way. So I liked that play. I made a really crucial mistake here. I moved my Jawa from this spot to this terminal right here. This is a big mistake for a number of reasons. One, he can move his Vader up and open the door and take a swat at him. Two, I'm blocking. As you can see, I have my sentries positioned so they can go move basically down to here and still get off shots down the hallway. But if he moves someone up here, I can't get any shots. And another reason this was a mistake was I didn't open my door, so I couldn't threaten his Vader. I could have at least moved him forward and opened this door, which probably would have been a even bigger mistake. But what I could have also done is moved the Jawa here. Double 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So move him 4 here and let him chill right there. That way I'm still at my terminal, but Vader's going to have a lot more trouble getting there without cards, or his officers using all their movement on him and really exposing themselves. But I made a big mistake. I put him there. He ended up moving his Vader here and opening the door. I had before his Vader got there, I had moved Greedo down here and focused. He was focused up. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not. But what ended up happening was I used Onar to move 2 and open this door, and then I think I moved him back 2 so that he could give some get down help to folks around here. I moved out my officers or my sentry droids and took pot shots at 000, which missed range, even with the charge shot. So I didn't roll any surges, and I think I rolled 1 accuracy on all 3 dice. And so that was poor. My sentries did not do a lot of work, especially in this first round. His Vader was able to, thanks to Palpatine, he opened his door in the middle terminal as well, and he was able to use Palpatine to order Vader to take a hit at the Jawa. He rolled max damage, and just well, I don't even know if it was max damage, but he obliterated my Jawa. I think the Jawa rolled like maybe an evade or something. So Jawa was dead, with basically doing nothing for me this game. I was able to move Hondo down here because Vader was exposed. I think before the Jawa died, and I was able to get off a shot on Vader, which put through 3 damage. I think he... No, you know what? Yeah, he had killed the Jawa because he paid me. So I was able to put through 3 damage. He ended up moving his 000 down here because I had made the mistake of shooting at the sentries, or shooting with my sentries, and putting him exactly 8 spaces away from 000, which you never want to do because now he's weakened, and if 000 goes, he can evade some procedure and attack. The Emperor can order him to attack as well. So that was a really poor positioning move by me. He ended up using his Vader. He moved down to Greedo and basically rolled all damage versus Greedo. Greedo didn't dodge this time, so he died. But Greedo was able to get off a focus shot with no cards to do 6 damage to Vader. And I should say at this point too, my opening hand was let's make a deal, officers training, and take initiative. Since I lost my terminal, I only drew 1 card, which I believe was heightened reflexes. No, I used officers training to draw heightened reflexes. He got rid of tools with Thrawn. My top card with Black Market was... What was the next card I drew? Maybe I hadn't used officers training at this point. Oh, no. I drew Black Market prices, which I never got to use this game. Top card was On the Lam with my Black Market, which I kind of was in a tough spot because I, obviously want On the Lam, but he's got Thrawn, so I know as soon as he goes that he's going to get rid of it. So I just went ahead and sold it for the points, which was, I think, the right call. So I got 3 points out of that. So, anyways, he ended up moving up Vader, doing that, killing Greedo. And then I think he moved up his Vader or no, his Vader ended up being here when it was all said and done. Hondo was able to get off another shot on Vader, so Vader was at 9 damage at this point, and he had a really good defensive role. I don't think Hondo really did a lot of damage here. Maybe he did 4 damage. I'm not sure when it happened, but I ran him away to safety. I had Let's Make a Deal, so I kind of kept him out there a little bit longer than I would have, because I kind of wanted him to move up his Thrawn and take a shot at him so that I could become focused. But he didn't do that, and then eventually I was like, I need to do that with Hondo. He had 000 over here. I had him down to like, yeah, maybe it was like 5 health or something. A couple sentry shots only did like 5 or 6 to him. It was pretty bad. So Owner moved up 2, took a shot at 000. He rolls 1 damage on the red, 1 surge, 2 accuracy on the blue, and then like 1 accuracy damage surge on the green, which overall does like 3 damage. And he had like two blocks or something. So anyways, he was able to toss a card, and because my roll was so bad, whatever damage he had before, he was only at 7. So 000 was able to live. He was able to put in some work on a sentry that was over here and attacked, and invasive procedure. He did a focus attack, which did 3 damage on the red, 1 surge, and then 2 more damage. He used the surge to recover to put himself back at 5 so that Sabine's grenade couldn't kill him, which was really smart. So he was able to do that and keep him alive, and the sentry was hurting but not dead yet. And then he was going to be able to get off an Emperor attack on him as well if he so choose, because no one was next to Vader. And Thrawn wasn't in position for any attacks because he was back safe and hiding, like over here somewhere. So he ended up doing a smart move. He had an officer that he double moved and put him right here, which blocked line of sight, so that I was in a situation where I had like Sabine maybe here, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was something like this, because what I ended up having to do was choose to either move here or here, knowing very well full that he likely had Dying Lunge. And so Sabine's going to get attacked either way if I'm able to kill him. Well, I moved her up here with a focus shot thanks to 3PO giving her the focus, and she does like it's not a great roll. He was able to tap Zillow, and I think he did like, man, she may have not even done any damage. I think she rolled a grenade at him and got in. Maybe 1 or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but or maybe I rolled the grenade on 000. If I did, that was a mistake. I can't remember what I did there. But then I moved her back 1 space, so Vader was still alive. He moved up Vader 2 here at the end of round and force choked 3PO. I ditched a card which got rid of Call the Vanguard. I had already lost negation as well to strain. Well, maybe I lost call with my black market. I can't remember. Since Hondo was my only smuggler left, I decided that it was better to lose the cards rather than giving him damage and just take the risk. The next round, he got rid of Assassinate with Thrawn. Element and Planning both ended up going to strain at some point in the game. I think mostly from force chokes. I think one of them may have been another black market. He got rid of Graffiti with Thrawn as well towards the end of the game. So I drew primary target at the end of round 2, and I also got Celebration with black market. So that worked out for me. I tried to take initiative round 2. He had negation, so he stopped that. So basically this was my hand for a while. I even heightened reflex as a shot on 000, which I hated to use it on him, but he was able to. I had miscalculated, and that was when he had ditched a card on that Onar shot and kept him alive. So that was kind of a sloppy play. I shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't have done that, but because I did that, it was a tough call. it was a situation where I knew if I did that, he would have to try to recover, but to keep himself alive. But if I did do that, I was not saving it for a Vader attack. So it was basically like deciding, was it better to keep a sentry alive, knowing that um, 000 wouldn't have as high a chance to kill him, or save it for Vader. I can't remember exactly what the situation was, but I ended up using it on 000. I think that was a mistake. I think you always save it for Vader. But it did keep a sentry droid alive longer this game. So that was really helpful, that he was able to stick around as long as he did. Because he was able to kill like another officer, and he put in a little bit of work. But honestly, my sentries underwhelmingly performed this game. They did not earn back their points. So at the start of the round, he had an interesting choice, like what he was going to do with Vader. I think he ended up moving up, and it was somewhere around this time that maybe my Honda was like over here or something. Uh, no, so he had moved up with his force choke, and then he played looking for a fight, and he played what's the one that lets you move 2 spaces with brawlers, face to face. And one of my sentries had been hiding over here, so he moved up with that, and using the token was able to slice through my sentry droid, even with 3PO and Onar close by. He just did so much pure damage. He didn't even have it. I don't think he even rolled any surges. It was brutal. So it was a good Vader roll, which most of the time he will roll good, and he should. So he killed the sentry droid. Oh yeah, okay, I remember what happened here. So I was in a situation, he had one card in his hand, and I wasn't sure if it was Dying Lunge or Parting Blow. So I ended up taking a shot with Sabine. Um, I think it was Sabine. And I used Sabine, and I finally was able to finish off Vader. So he Dying Lunged up to here and took a shot on Hondo. And this was a big play for me for the game because Hondo dodged his attack. Now I still had Let's Make a Deal, and he had already used negation to stop take initiative, so I knew that it was going to go through. Um, so I knew that I had that to keep him alive, but thankfully, is this one he dodged? Maybe it was earlier in the game. At some point in the game, he got off a dodge on Vader. I think it was before this. Because, yeah, it was before this. Because on the Dying Lunge attack, Vader rolled a massive roll. And so I had to play Let's Make a Deal. And what ended up happening was I used Onar's Get Down, and then I paid him 4 victory points to remove 4 VPs to put Hondo at 6 health remaining. Okay. So, and Hondo had already earned, throughout the game, Hondo was able to earn 4 VPs because he paid me twice with VPs to take away the +2 damage. So it ended up evening out the payment of the VPs, but it was able to keep Hondo alive at 6. Vader died. Sabine was able to grenade that officer for 2 because I didn't need the grenade anymore to kill Vader. And then she was able to like move up here somewhere to safety. Anyways, he at some point I was able to kill his 000 finally, and how did my sentry droid die? Oh yeah, he had an officer that he had over here at some point. He moved that officer 4 spaces to there and took a shot on the sentry droid that had 2 health left, and he was able to get in. He got like damage, surge, damage, and I only had like a block, so so he died. So that's how I lost my other sentry. He was able to move Thrawn up eventually. He moved Thrawn. He had Thrawn down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that he could only move there because he had him there. And that was how he got some points from this thing. Anyways, oh yeah, I should say too, when Vader attacked, or when I attacked Vader here, I had to blast to kill him. So I ended up doing 1 damage to myself, and I also ended up having to kill 3PO, which it really stunk, but at that point, it was like I knew he was going to just tempt him anyways. And I kind of had to make a decision, like, was it worth it to kill something or activate 3PO? And I mean, it was always worth it to kill Vader first before focusing with 3PO. Anyways, so 3PO died, and from myself, and then Sabine like ran up here somewhere and hid away. I think it was like there. Thrawn wasn't in a spot where he can move up. I was able to use, I think I moved Onar up and then took a shot at the officer and was able to kill him. And then maybe he ran back. I can't remember. Or I had him like over here, something like that. I was able to, so he moved his Thrawn up here so that he could Emperor him. I was able to move up Hondo. At this point, Thrawn had no damage. I got through 5 to Thrawn because I think he paid me. So I was only able to put through 5 with my focused Hondo shot, and then I ran my Hondo up here. He ended up double moving his Emperor, and he had enough movement cards that he was able to use Thrawn to take a shot at Sabine, which, because she had been at, I don't know, 6 health. He was able to kill Sabine. He was able to, and he attempted her to put her at. No, you know what? At some point, she had got up to 7 because he had took a shot with Thrawn, and then I was able to evasive procedure her to heal her 2. Took a shot, and I took a shot on Thrawn that it was a focus shot, and it didn't roll very well. I was only able to do 3 damage, so his Thrawn was alive at 8 health. He was able to move up his Palpatine, have Thrawn attack Sabine, and she was at 6 damage. Thrawn rolled all damage and just blew her out the map. So Sabine died. He was able to force lightning Hondo, so that Hondo died. I had killed the officer with a grenade, so he was dead. So this is what we had left. I force rushed with Onar to kill Thrawn. And this is where the situation got interesting. He had his palp like maybe here or something. Yeah, I think it was there. So did I want to take a shot on palp, because I think it was something like his palp was there and I was there. And so I moved up and force rushed, and then I moved my Onar away. He moved his Palpatine here and lightninged and tempted Onar. The strain token was up here, so I double moved Onar at the next round, got the 2, and then the token shuffled to the green, and he had initiative that round, so I was going to have initiative next round. So that was pretty much, that was game right there. So the final score was 38-35. So an incredibly close game. It was a ton of fun. A very tense match. So hats off to Blaide for a great game. A couple of thoughts real quick as I close out. Sentry droids, they can carry their weight sometimes. I still want to try them against Spectre because the Pierce 2 is really nice versus them. But man, like, their inconsistency on range really hurts them. And yeah, it really does. Sabine's attacks are really inconsistent. This game, I oversurged many times. So her grenade, I kind of see why they gave her the grenade, because I don't know. Some games she's just broken, and some games she doesn't perform well. I didn't have Gribble Graffiti this game, and I mean, her grenade was pretty clutch, though, so I don't know. But her low rolls, her offense rolls were not great. But yeah, the sentries, I don't know. I don't know if I'm still back and forth on whether they can really be worth it. I always ask myself, does this figure consistently earn back its points? And I consistently do not feel like I get 10 points worth out of my sentries. I feel like I usually get 6 to 8, maybe, at best, normally. Vader Palp Thrawn is very strong list, but with its reliance on command cards, and with Lothal probably coming into rotation soon, I don't know if it'll be able to hold up. It doesn't always win against Merc lists. I've beaten it like the last 2 or 3 times I've played it, um, and so that's with Merc lists. You know, against Spectre Cell it can win sometimes, but I still feel like Spectre Cell has the advantage. So I don't know. Guys, let me know your thoughts and gals in the comments below. Hope to make the quality better on these in the future and start actually logging entire games. And look forward to producing more Imperial Assault content, and I'll see you guys soon.